Alright, hi guys. I've got something a little bit different for you today. I'm going to be doing a large battle in Warhammer Total War. I've been playing a lot of Warhammer Total War lately, and it's really good, and I really enjoy it. As a big fan of the tabletop games, I am having a lot of fun with it. Just to take a look at what's going on, I am playing the Vampire Counts, and I have struck an uneasy alliance with the Empire to my west. And we're fighting a losing, brutal retreat against the forces of chaos. I've been sort of consistently losing ground against them, and they've burned several of my cities, as well as those of the human players who used to exist to the north, but you can see these are all ruins now. However, I've managed to bring to bear two of my banners against the three main armies of chaos. The forces of Archaon, the Ever-Chosen, the champion of chaos, who's a level 19 character, as well as the other two legendary lords of chaos. Both of their armies are here. And I will be opposing them with my own starting legendary lord, Mannfred von Carstein, the Vampire Count, and the necromancer Heinrich Kemmler, as well as some forces from the garrison of my nearby city. Just taking a quick look at what armies are going to be here. I decided to record this battle because it's huge, right? There's 3 armies versus 3 armies, and it's awesome. And it's a massive war for the future of the old world. So, just taking a look at my armies. In Heinrich Kemmler's army, I've got him. He's only level 6 right now because I haven't been able to rank him up very much. And he's got with him a White King and a Vampire. White King is a close combat specialist, and the Vampire is a master of the lore of death magics, as well as 8 elite infantry units, 2 massive Vargulfs, who are monstrous, who are giant monsters which tear apart infantry, 3 units of Vargeists, which I really like as flying damage dealers, and 2 Terrorgeists, who are going to be very important in this battle because they are giant flying monsters that are very good at fighting other big monsters, and the enemy has some big monsters, which we'll get to in a second. In Mannfred's army, his units are very experienced, very veteran. We've got 3 more units of Vargeists, another Vargulf, Mannfred himself, who rides atop a massive zombie dragon and is a close combat monster, another White King, another Vampire, and a Necromancer, 8 more units of elite Graveguard infantry, 2 Black Knight units, and 2 units of Crypt Horrors, who are basically ground-based versions of the Vargeists. And then reinforcing from the garrison, we have just a big pile of infantry, more Graveguard, some Crypt Ghouls, zombies, Fellbats, Vargeists, and Crypt Horrors. Against us, we have the level 19 legendary lord Archaon the Ever-Chosen, as well as a few of his elite units of Chosen, and no fewer than 6 Chaos Giants. You can see what I was talking about earlier. He's got just a big pile of monsters and demons. Chaos Spawn, also very tough close combat units that will fight to the death. Chaos Trolls, which are kind of like my Crypt Horrors, and 3 Hell Cannons. Prince Sigvald the Magnificent also brings to bear a big pile of infantry, a lot of Chosen and Warriors, as well as 4 units of Chariots and 4 units of Knights. So a big cavalry force coming in from that army, and 3 more Hell Cannons. And then Kholek Sun Eater, who is himself a massive dragon ogre Shaggoth, also has 3 more giants for a total of 9 giants. Giants are probably the second most powerful unit in the game after the Orcs and Goblins Arachnarok Spider, and are extremely good against infantry. And then a bunch more infantry and cavalry from him. The game thinks that the balance of power is very even. I should also mention I'm running a couple mods in this game. The only real one that's really relevant in this battle is I am running the Veterancy Matters More mod that you can find on Steam. Basically means that your veteran units are slightly more powerful than the default veteran units, because I didn't like how little they gained by gaining experience. So that gives me a slight edge, because my armies have been through a lot and have become veterans over time. So, let's battle 3 armies versus 3 armies for the fate of the world outside of Kislev, which is very appropriate if you follow the old world lore and are a Warhammer fan, as I am. Gonna take a drink of coffee there, excuse me. I'm gonna be energized so that my brain is thinking well for this fight. Once we... Yeah, you can see we outnumber them a little bit because they have so many units that are dedicated to giant monsters. So hopefully we can leverage our numbers. Chaos... Vampire Count's magic is also very powerful, and we have a lot of good flyers. Alright, the Winds of Magic are giving us 7 energy, so we're definitely going to gamble, because you get a number between 7 and 30, or between 1 and 30. So the likelihood that we go up from 7 is very high. So I know that this army is Archaons, and you can see all the giants here. Let's zoom in on these guys. Man, they are ugly. All the giants here, and Archaon himself on his horse. And my main force is mostly composed of infantry, so I really don't want to take those guys on. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to deploy my main army over here. Let me get this set up. You, and you. You're going to be group 2. You guys. You guys are going to be group 1, and you guys are going to be group 3. Alright. So we're going to get my main army set up over here to try to fall on the reinforcing Chaos army, and then we'll move this army across the map, and we'll use this army to distract the Chaos Warriors. I don't know which of my 2 armies these are, whether this is the garrison or Mannfred's force. I'm kind of hoping it's the garrison, because they have a lot of infantry, and I don't want to run my infantry into the giants if possible. Oh right. Well, let's hit start deployment. Without further ado, let's get started. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start marching my army over here so we can get that fight started immediately. Let's look. Okay, so this is Mannfred's army. I am going to have Mannfred cross the battlefield and to go try to fight alongside Kemmler's armies. Let's get my infantry right up in there, and my cavalry right up into the Chosen as well. And then these armies I am going to have shift into the forest, where they can't get hit as easily and can move to reinforce. For some reason it kept those selected, which is kind of annoying. So yeah, so group 2, get in there. And then with Mannfred flying across the map, that's good. And then these guys are going to make their way over towards this hill to try to, again, avoid... We're just trying to dodge their armies for now. Now, the fight is going to begin over here. So, group 1, get in there. And group 3, get in there. Basically, I just want this fight to go as quickly as possible, and if we can take some enemies out early. What's fighting over here? Okay, we've got some Graveguard fighting a unit of chariots. We're gonna move these guys in to attack the chariots, and we're just going to get these guys in here. This army is much stronger than that other army. Kemmler is taking a lot of damage, though, so I'm going to have him heal himself. Mannfred has been getting hit by the hell cannons, but there's not much we can do about that. We're going to have him jump into the fray there. And then over here, I want you to Soul Blight this area, because that will make all the enemies fight worse. We've already broken a few units of warriors, which is really nice for us. So let's quickly pause and take stock of the battle. I'm playing on the second hardest difficulty, so you are allowed to issue orders while the battle is paused. Just because I find that a little bit more fun. Is there anything we can do to these hell cannons? Not really. The enemies are pushing their armies over this way. The giants are starting to move. Let's get this back in place. Kemmler is still taking a lot of damage, and we really don't want to lose him, so we're going to have him heal himself. And then, in the meantime, Mannfred is going to use this ability, and this ability on himself, and this ability on himself. This battle is going very well. We're kind of slaughtering the enemies here. My Vargeists are losing some... My flyers are losing a lot of troops, so we're going to try to pull the flyers out, and then we can move them back into flank. Probably have them attack this unit of Chosen. Now, let's look at what's happening over here, because this is the bit that I'm really nervous about. If this army can fall on that army before I get a big advantage, that will be bad. So let's have these guys start running. It's going to tire them out, but they can rest once they get onto the hill. My flyers are going to jump in on Prince Sigvald there. An enemy lord is already at half health. Things are looking pretty good. My vampire's pretty hurt, though, and we're going to try to keep healing up. I'm just going to mostly be using Invocation of Nehek. And here's what I want. I want my 2 Terrorgeists to hit Kholek, probably, and my other units to turn and charge the cavalry, while my large units go after that. Mannfred himself is also going to help with the cavalry, and what do we have over here? We've got a fight on our hands. We got some Marauder horsemen just trying to delay my troops. Just going to send a couple units of infantry to fight that. Don't need too much more than that. I'm probably going to have to sacrifice my right-hand units of infantry. Alright, over here, these guys are not participating in the fight for some reason. Let's send them in to help out. Kholek is getting badly hurt, so I'm going to have... just going to use Mannfred's abilities on himself again. I'm actually going to use his potion of toughness as well, because it will heal him. Kemmler is going to start healing up my infantry units, and so is Mannfred. Just trying to get as much healing done in this spot as possible. Meanwhile, my units are going to need to pour into this fight. Alright, these armies have really got to get involved, so we're going to have them start running as well. Oh, I accidentally selected a bunch of these dudes. Let's not have them turn, let's have them keep running into the woods. And then you guys are going to move over here and help with this fight. These large battles across the map require a lot of attention. So forgive me if my commentary is not quite as up to par as it usually is. We gotta get these, we have to kill those giants, so I want my 2 Terrorgeists who are chasing down Kholek to go after these giants. Try to get rid of these spawns and just make sure that I don't have any enemies in places that are bad for me. This unit of Graveguard is probably going to get wiped out. They are not fast enough to run from the giants. Yeah, I'm just going to sacrifice them to delay that unit. These armies, the Crypt Ghouls, are starting to run in. Looks like that unit is dead. Let's make sure these guys are all fighting. Ah! Trying not to misclick here. Kemmler is going to keep healing. Let's try to keep this vampire alive. Can she hit any enemy characters with this ability? She's fighting a bunch of giants, which is real bad right now. Okay, one of my vampires died to the giants because of... I let her get caught. These units better get in. Try to charge these knights, maybe. And these units, who are very tired, you can see that that unit of Graveguard is bravely fighting to the last over there. Some zombies. This battle over here is going real south real fast because of all these giants that are getting piled in on. Gotta get my Terrorgeists to be fighting the giants. So you can see there's 4 giants in this fight, and a bunch of my infantry units. Let's use that because it reduces my cooldowns. Let's use some more of Mannfred's abilities on himself. Make sure that he's doing all that. Gonna try to kill some giants with some of these spells. Alright, we've got enemy unit of Chaos Warriors getting attacked. If you guys get in there, we can start breaking these units. Those knights attacked my Graveguard, but got slaughtered. These knights are doing a little bit better. Let's get some zombies in to help them out. And let's look over here at the main fight. Oh man. Mannfred is taking a lot of damage, and if he goes down, this will be very bad. We're going to Venhel's Danse Macabre, one of my dudes over here. To make sure that we are using these abilities to recharge our mana. And let's make sure that the Terrorgeists are aimed at the giants. The enemy is getting reinforcements from this area very quickly. Which is kind of bad for me. Oop. Charge in. These units need to start charging. That will give us an advantage in this fight, hopefully. I might need... No, Mannfred's doing fine. I was thinking maybe I need him to retreat, but he's actually okay. We're going to get these infantry units to hurl themselves into this combat. Also, I've got some reinforcements arriving, including 2 units of knights, who are going to be able to get on these hell cannons. And some more reinforcements, including some bats, who are also going to be able to get on these hell cannons. And that will give us a slight edge there. These units are just standing still. This is really bad. I've gotten into exactly the situation I didn't want to get in, where all of the giants are able to move into my infantry.
Heinrich Kemmler.
At least we'll be able to take out the enemy artillery in here, probably. My infantry units are taking a lot of pain from those cannons. There's another 2 cannons over here. Let's see. If I can get these 2 flying Vargeist units after those cannons, that will be a big deal. We've also got my my knights are attacking this cannon. Those bats are probably going to get slaughtered by the enemy. Oh no. Okay, gotta move these guys away from those giants. This is going to be another distraction play, I think. these 2 units of Vargeists are going to go fight the Hell Cannons. Meanwhile, the 2 Terrorgeists, I have to get them into the Giants if I can. I've killed a few of the enemy units over here. We're running low on health, though, in my troops. Let's have these guys attack from the rear. Alright. Gonna have these guys keep fighting the Hell Cannons and bring those troops in. Got some more bats. The bats can get in as well. Maybe the bats will go after those cannons. This fight's not going so hot. Terrorgeists are really having trouble getting into the to the Giants here. I kind of I'm going to send Mannfred himself to fight those... to fight Archaon, and maybe that will help. These 2 units of infantry are in trouble. Got some more units appearing from reserve. Gonna send them out to fight the Hell Cannons. These units are gonna go after this cannon. And these units need to start getting in as well. Definitely losing the main fight right now. My infantry are just getting slaughtered by these masses of giants. But if I can keep my Terrorgeists on the giants, while my infantry go after the enemy infantry, I guess if I... oh no. If I just hurl them in here, that might work out. Keep using that, keep using that, keep using that. Keep using this, and that. Keep using that. Ugh. The game's kind of lagging, so it's hard to click on things right now. Trying to keep Mannfred alive by healing himself. Trying to get my Terrorgeists to kill those giants. More reserve units coming in. That's pretty nice. Gonna send them in. I just need all of these reserves to just move across the map. We're killing the cannons, which is really good. This Vargulf is getting hurt. These guys aren't fighting the cannons. Why aren't they fighting the cannons? Kemmler is probably going to be wounded, and I'm losing a bunch of characters as well. But the giants are starting to break. I think we're doing it. Alright, the giants are fleeing. I have a lot of infantry units crumbling. Finally broke their morale just by having a huge number of terrifying units against them. They've got all these unbreakable chaos spawn. Let's see if we can hunt down any of these troops. Meanwhile, I'm going to send this Vargulf to kill the other unbreakable units, and Mannfred and the Terrorgeist to finish these guys off. I want to kill Archaon, but I don't think I can. So many units of giants. Alright, so we slaughtered those guys. We killed the cannons over here. And this looks like a victory for the undead. Messy, but we got there in the end. Just had to kind of pile everything into one place. No, they should not be able to shoot at me. Kill them. I don't want my... Oh my god. All my infantry units are crumbling to dust. The vampires don't run away, but when they're when they start dying, or when their morale breaks, they start crumbling. Why is their morale dying? And there's nothing I can do about that right now. I don't have any abilities that will save them. Let's try to hunt down some of these giants, though. While we're finishing off the last Hell Cannon. Alright, I think we got the last of them. One enemy troop. Okay, there's one Hell Cannon unit still alive. Oh, yep, there he is. We're gonna have this Vargulf kill him. Meanwhile, I'm trying to just chase the enemy down and do as much damage to them as I can to try to destroy their armies on the way out. Kill these Chosen, maybe kill a giant. Alright, we got there. That was a giant battle. No pun intended. I mean, that you can prove. And so then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to accelerate to full speed while my units slowly pick apart the retreating enemies. And then we'll take a look at the battle aftermath. What we got over here? Unit of Chaos Warriors that we're never going to catch. Giant that we'll never kill. Alright, it is safe to end this battle. Pyrrhic victory. Oh man. Alright, so let's take a look at our unit stats. We lost 676 of our 754 troops deployed. Yeah, we lost almost our entire army. However, the vampire counts.
The world rejoices. Archaon is defeated.
Shut up.
This is a great victory. Yours is the glory. And yet, I suspect you have not seen the last of such a mighty foe.
The vampire counts
Where his
units
return.
will regenerate sometimes when they die after a battle. So a lot of these units are still going to exist. We are definitely going to dominate the captives and replenish some of these troops. And you can see that we have scattered and broken the hordes of chaos. As well as gaining a bunch of items. So yeah, so that was just, I felt like doing a giant battle in Warhammer Total War and recording it for you guys. This was kind of a spontaneous video, but if you liked it, let me know, and maybe I'll do more Warhammer videos. Maybe I'll play a whole campaign for you if enough people are interested. Yeah, as always, feel free to comment, rate, and subscribe to the channel, and I will catch you folks later. Cheers, and GG.